Okay, so good morning again and welcome back in the today's class. Till in the last 8, 10, 15 days, we discussed about the BA core things, right? What a BA do, how the elements task work for the BA. Let's take example starting from the business analysis, planning and monitoring. That what you need to be planned in the beginning, how you engage the stakeholders, how you do the business governance. Then we see, okay, my stakeholders ready, my plan is ready. Now go for the allocation and the then go for the allocation and the collaboration. Means go and talk to your customer, talk to your stakeholder, get the requirement, prepare करो, conduct करो, confirm करो, communicate करो, manage करो, and then come back. After that we see, okay, I have a requirement now, I have pen and I have the things in pen and paper now. Next what? This is, guys, how you are going to be trace the requirement that come under the requirement life cycle. ट्रेस करना है उसको कि मैं कहां पर हूं इस रिक्वायरमेंट में, क्यों है ये रिक्वायरमेंट मेरे पास, मेंटेनेंस करना पड़ेगा. एक्सेल शीट, पावर पॉइंट, वर्ड, हाउ यू आर मेंटेनिंग इट, यू आर प्रायोरिटाइजिंग इट, क्योंकि ये बिजनेस का काम है प्रायोरिटाइज करना. आप दिस सपोर्ट करोगे मल्टीपल पैरामीटर्स दे कंसीडर फॉर द दिस प्रायोरिटाइजेशन. Then assessing the requirement changes, and at last approving the requirements. After doing this thing, when you're done with this part, then you say, okay, where I am standing at point of time, let me take some strategy analysis here. You define your current, you analyze your current state, you define the future state, you assess the risk, and you define the change strategy, that how I'm going to make the change in my system. Once this was done, then we say, okay, what next? This is, guys, okay, let's start the designing part. That how the solution will be work, how the design will be done. So in the 7th chapter, we discuss about the specify and model requirements, verify requirements. कि boss मुझे यही करना है ना, validate करो. If I'm doing this thing, I'm able to achieve only these values. Architecture, that how one requirement is belong or connected or interrelated with the other requirement. And now we are starting the last topic, that is called the solution evaluation. Sorry. Okay, what the name as a name indicate, the things which you done in the previous chapter: requirement gathering, verifying, validating, solution designing specification, designing architecture. Now you have to be evaluate that part. Again, same example. We need to go from Kolkata or Mumbai to Ladakh. We have 3 methods to go there. Now it is a time to evaluate that particular, the top 3. So कल yesterday what we say, that boss 5 में से हमारे 3 तरीके मिले, या तो we'll go by car, we'll go by flight, or we'll go by train. Now I need to be evaluate all these 3 areas and to get the best one. And in this particular chapter, we have to be see how I can go and measure the solution performance. That if I am going via train, how I can measure this solution, that it will benefit it for me or not. Then I will see analyze the performance measure. See, it is saying measure the solution performance. इससे एनालाइज द परफॉर्मेंस मेजर, जो आपने यहाँ पॉइंट्स पिकअप किए मेजर करने के, उसको एनालाइज करेंगे अभी हम यहाँ पर. लेट मी से कि मैंने बोला कि ला अगर हम कार से जाते हैं, हमारे पास मेजर करने के क्या तरीके हैं. इट विल बी कंफर्टेबल, सिक्योर है, वी कैन स्टॉप एनीवेयर. मतलब कि रिलायबिलिटी है, यस. सुटेबिलिटी है, यस. फिजिबिलिटी है, yes. These are the measuring points. Now under the measuring we'll be analyzing the performance measures. कि boss अगर मैं analyzing, अगर मैं stability देखता हूँ या security देखता हूँ, then what are the things I need to be analyzed here, so that I can confirm yes, this is the right way. And doing this part I need to be assess the solution limitation. ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ प्लस पॉइंट देखेंगे, नेगेटिव भी हम देखेंगे. We will see the negative. This is saying that solution का जो limitation होगा, जो यहाँ पर आप लेके आ रहे हो solution, जो ये solution आप बना रहे हैं, इसका जो limitation होगा, we will assess that as well. सॉल्यूशन में अगर लिमिटेशन है तो मेरे एंटरप्राइज में भी कुछ लिमिटेशंस होंगे. बजट नहीं है, पॉलिसी नहीं है, ठीक है. लाइक some country says or maybe India says you cannot start a business if it is dealing with the China now. ये एंटरप्राइज का लिमिटेशन रेगुलेटरीज है ये मेरे यहाँ पे, मैं नहीं कर सकता. यू कैन नॉट स्टार्ट द बीड़ी सिगरेट और दिस स्मोकिंग पार्ट बिजनेस इन द विलेजेस. ये पॉलिसी है. सॉल्यूशन है मेरे पास, आई कैन डू दिस थिंग. हाउ कैन डू, आई कैन नो, बट आई कैन नॉट डू इन दिस एरिया. दैट इज माई एंटरप्राइज लिमिटेशन. रेगुलेटर्स नहीं है, रेगुलेटरी अप्रूवल नहीं है मेरे पास. एंड फाइनली we recommend that what method we should use to increase the solution value, which is what we can say that okay, if I use this method, or what points I can say let's do more on that to increase the solution value. Let's go via car, that is final. Now how I can or what action I can take to increase more value if I'm going via car. Guys, खाने का सामान और रख लेते हैं अभी हम, क्योंकि अपनी गाड़ी से जा रहे हैं. चॉकलेट्स वगैरह ये जो बॉन फायर के लिए रहते हैं, लकड़ियां रहती है, रख लो, ये रास्ते में काम आएंगी क्योंकि हम अपनी गाड़ी से जा रहे हैं. अब हमारे पास वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है कि हमें सामान कहाँ रखना हो, ट्रेन में ठहर के क्या घूमेंगे. सो दीज आर द 5 मेजर टास्क व्हिच वी आर गोइंग टू बी कंप्लीट इन दिस एरिया. So what they say is the solution evaluation knowledge area describes the task that business analysts perform to assess the performance of and value delivered by a solution in the use of the enterprise. Means I will analyze, I'll not analyze, first of all I will assess the performance and the value which is going to be delivered by the solution to my enterprise, and recommend the removal of barriers or the constraints. I'm not saying कि barrier तो मैं नहीं कर सकता. Now I'm saying I will recommend to removal of the barrier. Boss, जाना तो कार से ही है. Now barrier, what is the barrier? Barrier is that none of us have a proper license. We all have a learning license. जाना कब है? 2 महीने के बाद. Okay, let's apply the actual license now, so that you can get the complete value. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि don't think कि भाई अगर बैरियर है तो मैं करूंगा ही नहीं. We have to be think. So in this, that same thing is their saying. If there is a barrier, there is a constraint, what action you will take to remove that so that you can take a 100% benefit. Maybe I can say, let's take one more person with us who's already went to the Ladakh via car, so that we can get the full value of our requirement now, our solution now. बेनिफिट सबसे पहले क्या है? वो एक्सपीरियंस, उसको सब पता है कहाँ घूमना है, कैसे घूमना है. ही कैन ड्राइव द कार एज वेल, ही नो द पाथ रोड एज वेल. सो ये बेनिफिट हो जाता है मेरा इसमें. नाउ व्हेन यू डू द सॉल्यूशन एवेल्युएशन, मेनली 3 टाइप से हमारा डेवलपमेंट होता है इसमें. नंबर 1, प्रोटोटाइप और द प्रूफ ऑफ कंसेप्ट. आई कस्टमर सेज बॉस हाउ इट विल लुक लाइक. ओके, आई विल डू अ पीओसी फॉर यू, डोंट वरी. स्मॉल पीओसी करके उसको दिखाया, सैंपल बेस बना के उसको दिखाया, maybe with the dummy data, maybe with the dummy validations, but we done that POC. Boss, it will be look like this. Like demo classes are the POCs only. Pilot or the beta release. This training is a pilot or the beta release, where I just have a limited students or the participants with a limited content, with a limited knowledge. I am doing this part. If it goes well, then maybe in the upcoming batches, I will enhance the agenda as well. Some more things, some more practical things. I will need to be search, I need to be find out, I need to be read as well. Then operational releases. कि बॉस रिलीज करो सीधा इसको, लेट्स गो, देखा जाएगा. Either full or either partial to achieve the business objective. So mainly these are the 3 methods which we use to go for the solution evaluation. Okay, भाई अब if the thing is that 4 दिन के बाद मेरे घर पे मेरे फ्रेंड्स आ रहे हैं, उन्होंने बोला यार केक तुमने बनाना है, लेट मी ट्राई टुडे. एक पीओसी करके देख लेता हूं मैं, नॉट 2 kg केक, मतलब भी छोटा सा 250 ग्राम हाफ kg केक में बना के देखता हूँ कि बनेगा कि नहीं बनेगा सही। दैट इज कॉल्ड द प्रूफ ऑफ कंसेप्ट। पायलट और बीटा रिलीज, I invited someone at my home. Hey, can you come and just see? I want to get a feel कि अगर कोई घर पे आए तो उसको कैसे ट्रीट करना चाहिए। That is the thing here. Okay. So what in short this is saying? Analyze the actual value being delivered. Number one. Identify the limitation. Number two, which may preventing the value being realized and make recommendation to increase the value. Number three. यहाँ पर मेजर करो, एनालाइज करो, असेस करो, रिकमेंड करो। टोटल 3 स्टेप, असेस, एनालाइज, असेस और एनहेंसमेंट। ठीक है। व्हाट इट से फ्रॉम द स्पेक्ट्रम पर्सपेक्टिव, इट से वी स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम हियर, जब नीड और सॉल्यूशन चाहिए था हमें, देन वी रीच हियर जब हमने रिक्वायरमेंट और डिजाइनिंग किया, दिस वाला पार्ट जो हमने लास्ट टॉपिक किया, एंड नाउ वी रीच हियर, this done, this done, this done, this done. Now we are on the these 3 areas. And as I say, in this total 5 tasks will be completed. Measure the solution performance. Determine the most appropriate way to assess the performance of a solution. How you can say that going via car is the best solution. How you can say that going via flight is the best solution, most appropriate way. See, they are saying I'll not say the best, it's the most appropriate, क्योंकि best नहीं होगा, appropriate होगा, most appropriate ये है मेरे लिए बस, including how it align with the enterprise goal, ये तो होता ही होता है। Analyze the performance, measure, जो यहाँ पर आपने measurements डाले, जो parameters डाले, उसको analyze करते हैं। Examine the information regarding the performance of a solution in order to understand the value delivered. ठीक है, मैंने कहा कि भाई measurements हैं, like we're going via car. Let's if we go via car, the measurement sections are like suitability है, feasibility है, security है, performance है, time saving है. Now to analyze these things and in order to understand the value it deliver to enterprise and the stakeholder, I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure कि either you or either Suraj or either me, we are doing this thing in day-to-day life. I do this thing. कि boss, if I want to be implement change management and people are saying I am recommending the workflow, is this the right way to do that part? The benefits of the workflow, drag and drop, easily to do. Then assess the solution limitation. ऐसा नहीं जो मैं बना रहा हूं अब। नाउ इफ वी आर गोइंग बाय अ कार, देयर शुड बी सम लिमिटेशन एज वेल। हेक्टिक, लेंदी टूर, कम से कम 15 घंटे का ड्राइव होगा वन साइड, 2 स्टॉप मिनिमम रिकॉर्ड होंगे, मतलब कि 2 नाइट्स तो आपको लगाने पड़ेंगे, तो आप 3 दिन के बाद पहुंचोगे, जबकि फ्लाइट से आप उसी दिन और 2 घंटे 4 घंटे में पहुंच जाओगे। ये लिमिटेशंस हैं। And then try to find out, can we overcome these limitations as well? Then assess the enterprise limitations. कि बॉस ये तो उस सॉल्यूशन का लिमिटेशन है, मेरा खुद का लिमिटेशन, मेरी कंपनी का लिमिटेशन है। इन्वेस्टिगेट द इशू आउटसाइड द स्कोप ऑफ द सॉल्यूशन that may preventing the enterprise from realizing the full value to that solution. And finally, recommend the action to increase the solution value. That what action I should perform so that I can get the more value in that area from that particular solution. Clear हो गया यहाँ तक? Any doubt, सूरज और रितेश? Okay, good.
ठीक है।
Now, good. Okay. Now they're saying as per the BACCA model, where the change exists in this cycle. Change means the recommending of a change, either solution. That is a change. Need क्या है? When you analyze this, evaluate the perform how solution work. Solution क्या है? When you assess these two, performance of a solution and examine the delivery potential. Stakeholder, every person is a stakeholder for me in this area. And value, when you say the what solution is delivering to me, the measurements का जो answer आएगा, there is a value of potential value for me. And context, only in the we are talking about the all recommended solutions, क्योंकि हम यहाँ पे recommend लेकर आए हैं, right? Those are my context here. ऐसा नहीं कि मैं बात कर रहा हूँ कार की कि हम कार से जाएंगे नहीं जाएंगे और मैं डिमेरिट्स डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ पैदल जाने की. That is not the context. ठीक. Now, if we pick up the topic number 1 here, measure the solution performance. मतलब it is repetitive, the same words, same thought, same concept. Name indicate measure solution performance. Measure means नापना किसी चीज को. Solution performance means which solution is going to be work. उसकी performance को measure करना is called the solution. Measure solution performance. The purpose of measure solution performance to define the performance measure and use the data collected to evaluate the effectiveness. कितने लोग हैं? How many people are there who go to Ladakh via car from Mumbai? Let's collect the data. And then, because to do any kind of a measurement, we need the data on the place first. Data नहीं है तो नहीं काम होगा. ठीक है? What description it says? Performance measure determine the value of a newly deployed or existing solution. Number 1 part. What it says? Performance measure determine. किसी चीज का performance define measurement करते हैं उसकी value को कि नया deployment है या कोई पुराना solution है. Now, like say, as we started this training, from the day 1 to day 29. We can measure the performance of Hitesh, Suraj, and Atul here now. It's a newly deployed, right? I tested this thing on you. You tested this thing from me or on me. The measure used to depend on the solution itself. Yes. Uska context kya hai and how the organization defining that value for the same. कि भाई, if we want to be go via car, उसकी कार सुन की वैल्यू बन जाती है. अरे हाँ यार, कार तो बढ़िया रहेगा, 4 लोग हैं, आधा आधा पैसा बांट लेंगे. See, this point की we divide the expenses as well. हमने सोचा नहीं था अभी तक, but it become a one parameter for me now in the performance. So what input this says? This says you should be clear on the business objective कि मुझे achieve क्या करना है business ने. Again, if it is a business objective, it means there should be something like KPI or the benchmarking available. Simple सी बात है. जहां business objective आपको met करने की बात आ गई, here there should be some way to see the benchmark कि बॉस ये solution का benchmark क्या है market में, ये बताओ मुझे. Implement solution external, they are saying. A solution or a component that exists in some form. मतलब ऑलरेडी कुछ वैसा हल्का फुल्का आपके पास पड़ा हुआ है, बना हुआ है. ठीक है? Either in the form of the prototyping, either in the form of the operational releases, either form of beta parts or the pilots one. लेकिन कुछ ना कुछ आपके पास पड़ा हुआ है, तो nothing to be worried on that side. What the diagram says here? We have solution, we have objective, and these are the 5 guidelines. आपका change strategy, your future state description, your requirement, this validated requirement, and solution scope help you to measure the solution performance here. And on the basis of that, you get the solution performance measure. मतलब आपके पास parameters बन के आ गए, so that you can do this thing next. So what it's saying, elements, number 1, what are the parameters required in this? What are the inputs required in this? It says number 1, define the solution performance measure. on which parameter, on which basis I'm going to be evaluate or to measure my solution performance. In short, if I say it can be quantitative, it can be qualitative. From this training, there's no quantitative measurement I can say. But qualitative, yes, I can say. Our way of thinking has been changed now. The performance in your office has been changed now. Your inputs way has been changed now in office in your day-to-day work. That is a qualitative work, which is not directly you can measure, but people start noticing that, hey, why I noticed that Hitesh is giving very good points. He's touching the base point. He's touching the foundation now, which is a good catch. Here in the call, I hear this word very much. Good shout, good catch. It means people are saying that your point is very valid, which we missed out earlier. Or we did not consider that, but that is a qualitative measure here. Quantitative, numerical, countable, or infinite. If by this course you are able to get a good job and you are increasing your CTC in a good amount, then it becomes the quantitative one. अतुल, मैंने आपकी ट्रेनिंग सुना यार, मेरे को तो मजा आ गया, 50% हाइक मिल गया. That is a quantitative one. Maybe in that 50%, my contribution only 0.5 only, or 0.2 or 0.1 only. Rest your experience, your knowledge as well. But somehow this solution is helping you. So that is a quantitative measure and the qualitative measure. ठीक है. Once you define this part, then you do the validating part. ये नहीं है बनाया और हो गया, नहीं. Let's validate कि बॉस ये जो परफॉर्मेंस मेजर है वैलिड भी रहेंगे कि नहीं रहेंगे. Valid means again, like if I say when there was the COVID season was going on, I sorry to say season is bad time. Okay, when people get COVID, they says you have to measure your temperature every 7 hours. If you measure the temperature today and you're going to doctor after 2 days, that is not a valid performance measure. Boss, data ही नहीं है आपके पास. As per the standards, as per the government regulations, if anybody having a COVID, he or she need to be measure his temperature after 7 days. After 7 hours, every 7 hours. Bring that point to me so that I can validate that, okay, is this the right way or not? अब क्या है, पहले 7 hours था, अब दिन में एक बार आप टेम्परेचर चेक कर लो भाई अपना. पहले क्वारंटाइन पीरियड भी 15 days का था, नाउ इट्स 7 days, और पीपल 4 दिन में ठीक हो जाते हैं. Right? So this is the point we're saying that you have to validate the measurements as well. It is now, as we say that let's go via car. And the first parameter we say is a security. Now I am putting a question that is security is the right measurement method or not? Is the right parameter for the measurement or not? I am putting that question now. Okay, validated performance measure help to ensure that assessment of a solution performance is useful. Business analyst validate the performance measure and the influencing criteria. कि बॉस जो मेथड मैं यूज कर रहा हूँ, जो तरीका मैं यूज कर रहा हूँ, कि वो किससे इन्फ्लुएंस हो रहा है, उसका कोई क्राइटेरिया है कि नहीं है. So that I can say yes, security is fine, guys. I'm happy. Let's take security as a parameter and start measuring the solution around the security part. Collect the performance measure. Simple way. Data की बात है यहाँ पे तो. You have to be collect the data. And now it can be volume or a size. A volume or a size appropriate for the initiative is selected. In the research area, it is said before you launch your survey or your questionnaire to the 1,000 people, let's have a set of small test on 10-15 people. Prepare the questionnaire, send it to the everyone, to 5 or 10 top people, get their feedback that is this question is fine, any doubts, any question clarification, any wordings required. Then you say, okay, what is the sample size? Guys, I'm sending this survey to the 1,000 people. And if out of 1000, if 500, 600, 400 replied back to me, I am happy to go ahead. Okay, this is called the population size in our research in research terms. कि आपका population size कितना है. Now, frequency and the timings. कि कितने कितने टाइम के बाद वो आउटपुट चेक करना है. Like measurement of the time in the COVID time. After 7 hours, you have to be due. You have to be due after 7 hours. जो हार्ट पेशेंट्स रहते हैं उनका बीपी, they have to be check the BP, they have to be check the sugar, and at last currency. पता नहीं इसका करेंसी का क्यों मतलब लिखा. Okay, measurement taken more recently tend to be more representing the older data. Maybe some they are saying that take some latest data instead of just staying on the older data. Or on the basis of the older data, you try to represent something on that basis. So these are the three ways where you collect the performance measurement. Guidelines. Your change strategy should be there. You should know that what you are going to be changing, and change strategy we can say here as well. This one, you can say this thing. यहाँ पर भी था ना कुछ, ये यहाँ पर था change strategy. So anywhere you are seeing the change strategy, you can bring it here. Your future state जो यहाँ पर हमने डिस्कस किया था, ये रहा, ये वाला. क्योंकि by reaching this point you already know कि मुझे कहाँ जाना है. Requirement validated. You get all the requirements from here, validation. And finally, solution scope. किस area में मुझे build करना है. Then if these are the things, then techniques I said benchmarking marketing will be there. Because it's a business objectives are there. Where is the business? They should be benchmark. Acceptance criteria. Because you are evaluating something, you should have some parameters that if these things have been met, only then I'll say that I am accepting this particular solution. Data mining, business case, decision analysis, focus group, KPIs, non-functional requirement, observation, means n number of things you can put it here. It is not that we have a limited part, we have unlimited things here. Maybe I can say because you are evaluating the performance. You can take a survey as well. कि भाई देखें अब तक कितने लोग मुंबई से लद्दाख गए हैं बाय कार, उनका क्या फीडबैक रहता है. Like if you see in the LinkedIn unnecessary poll or this votings are going on. I was checking something, I'm not discouraging, but something which I personally don't like. Why you did not accept the offer? 4 options. Below expectation, company is not good, you have another offer, the role is not good. My point is that what you're going to be achieved by this, either you're going to make a change in the policy somewhere. No. Then why you're doing this thing? Just to feel in the market, just to make sure that I'm sitting in the market and I'm putting question answers as well. I can people, because if you click the answer, your record has been submitted to that particular person, and then he can reach out to you via personal request, and they can do their business. Many things are there. Some people put a very valid questions as well. One of my friend, he is from the Siam. He put a valid question sometime. I like it, and I answer it as well sometime. But इनके लिए मैं आंसर नहीं करता because I don't like. Okay, now stakeholders. Everybody is my stakeholder here because you're evaluating here. And what output you'll be getting? आपके पास इसके inputs मिल जाएंगे कि मुझे किस parameters को analyze करना है. You're getting that thing in your bucket then. Clear till this point, Hitesh?
Yes, Atul.
Good. सूरज एक बार हाँ ना बोल देना यार, अच्छा लगेगा हमें. Okay. Chalo. Good. Now the second point says analyze the performance measure. The points you're getting from here. Now you have to be analyze that part. Analyze means good. Thanks, Suraj, for the confirmation. Okay. Analyze means the measurement factors you're getting from here. Let analyze that are they providing the right value or the best value or not? कार से जाना is fine. We measure these things. Now we are going to be analyze that is this giving me, it's this bringing a value for me or not. That is called the, that is we are going to do in this section. So this says the work you done in the page number 166 means under this particular topic. Then the next part is that to interpret and synthesize that particular part. Now measurements को interpret करो कि किस purpose से किस angle से इसको लिखा गया है and what I want to be achieved in this. Okay. In order to do the meaningful analyze performance measure, business analysts require a thorough understanding of the potential value. Very nice. You should very clear that what exact value potential I'm saying, not exact, what exact what potential value you'll be looking for so that you can take a decision that yes, this solution is able to do or not. Atul, my intention to go via car from Mumbai to Ladakh is only one thing, that I want to try the road trip, how it's look like. फिर तो बस कहानी खत्म हो गई, फ्लाइट और ट्रेन का तो ऑप्शन खत्म हो गया क्योंकि मेरे को अचीव ही यही करना है. बाइक से चले जाओ, यस बाइक इज ऑल्सो गुड ऑप्शन, बट बाइक के पैरामीटर्स बहुत खराब है. It will be more than 30 hours or 20 hours or 25 hours journey. Let's put into the recommendation. Let's see. But if you want to just achieve this part that I want to do the road trip, then being a B, I am clear on the value. Then I will start analyzing here the performance measures कि बस कार से जाने में क्या क्या benefits है, बाइक से जाने में क्या क्या benefits है, वॉक से जाने में क्या क्या benefit है. Okay. Then inputs क्या है? Two major inputs हैं इसमें. Number one is the potential value. You should know the potential value of this particular requirement कि मुझे achieve क्या करना है, future state क्या होगा मेरा. And then solution performance measure. That how I can measure it. Measure and provide information on the how well the solution is performing or potentially could perform. ठीक. Now, if I say that as we are going this training, I am able to evaluate that what this solution is performing, what this training is performing at point of time, and what potentially you are be getting here. Okay. Picture says these two are there, and again in the performance analyzing part you have a risk analysis as well. क्योंकि आपके पास रिस्क भी हो सकता है ना इस टाइम कि रिस्क क्या है. So in this part only one thing has been added, that's called the risk analysis part. Inputs. What solution is giving and what is the desired value. Important. What I am thinking that if I go via bike, I can do these things, and what exactly the desired value I'm looking for. Business analysts examine the measure previously collected in order to assess the ability to help the stakeholder in a solution value. Means from some previous collected data, means previous collected means data जो यहाँ पे collect हुआ है उसका इस area में. With the help of that, he will assess their ability to help this by यहाँ पे जो methods हैं उसको assess कर रहा है so that to provide a solution value. A solution might be high performing, such as efficient online transaction processing. Possibly yes, but contribute the lower value than expected. Solution बहुत अच्छा है, but value नहीं दे रहा है. मतलब it's kind of a non-functional requirement, non-functional output ये मुझे दे रहा है. कस्टमर को ज्यादा बेनिफिट नहीं हो रहा है, इंटरनल सिस्टम को बेनिफिट हो रहा है बस. But is it required or not? We need to be seen in the desired value, in the potential value. So this is the thing they're saying, what you have and where you want to go. This is the comparison. Then you have to check the risk as well. That what are the risk it uncovers. So it's a performance measure may uncover new risk to the solution. जब आप यहाँ पर when you're evaluating putting the measure criteria, then it can bring the risk as well, which is you don't know. Guys, अगर रात को गाड़ी खराब हो गई फिर we did not cover this thing. If it has been accident, पकड़े गए कहीं, रोक लिया हमें कहीं, बॉन्ड कर ली गाड़ी किसी ने हमारी. These are the uncovers जो पहले नहीं थे, बट अब आ रहे हैं क्योंकि अब आप यू आर ऑन द लास्ट एज बिल्कुल कि बस इसके बाद तो सॉल्यूशन डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. सो यू हैव टू बी इन दिस पर्टिकुलर एरिया uncovering the new risk as well. And then you have to go for the complete risk management part. ट्रेंड्स देखते हैं हम कई बार कि मार्केट में क्या ट्रेंड चल रहा है. इसका मतलब इफ ट्रेंड इज देयर इट मींस देयर शुड बी सम बेंचमार्किंग टेक्निक एज वेल, सम केपीआई टेक्निक एज वेल, क्योंकि ट्रेंड्स आ गए, राइट? ट्रेंड्स इज अ मार्केट, इज अ बिजनेस, सो समथिंग विल बी देयर. When analyzing the performance data, business analysts consider the time period when the data was collected. भाई आप 4 हफ्ते के बाद डॉक्टर के पास गए और बोले डॉक्टर मुझे ना बुखार हो रहा है, मुझे ना 2 हफ्ते पहले मैंने मेजर किया था और 7 घंटे बाद मुझे बुखार हो रहा था, तो बोलेगा बॉस ये कौन सा डेटा लेके आया है? और you went to the doctor after 1 week. Before that you measure your temperature completely. After 7 hours you're measuring the temperature every day, every time. Then it will help the doctor to analyze this performance data. क्योंकि अब आप पूरे वीक का डेटा उसके पास लेके गए हो, संडे टू संडे आपने चेक किया, मंडे आप उसके पास पहुंच गए. ठीक है, दिस इज अ वेरी गुड पार्ट, बट समटाइम इट इज टफ टू द interpret that why and how this has been defined. Then the accuracy measure is essential to validating their analysis part. Sorry, the accuracy of performance measure is essential to the validity of their analysis. कि बॉस accurate कितना है ये मेरा performance वाला है, ये method, ये solution. It says the test and analyze the data collected for the performance. Now Hitesh came to his parents say, hey, I'm going to Ladakh via car. अच्छा, कितने बड़े हो गए? Good. Now his father says, okay, I'll update you tomorrow. His father go to office and start talking to his colleagues. यार तुम्हारा बेटा गया था लद्दाख, कैसे गया था? अच्छा, कार से. कितना टाइम लगता है? कैसे रहा? कहाँ रुके? It means he is validating that data to get the accuracy. Yes, it means it is going to buy a car is the benefited for my son or not. That is called the accuracy here. Cross validation hai. Now if I say after this training, if you open this book and say yes, अतुल ने हमें ये ऐसे ही पढ़ाया था, that is the accuracy you will be calculating here. And accuracy also prove the collection of the data. Again in the research work we have an accuracy कि बॉस जो आंसर्स मेरे पास हैं वो accurate है कि नहीं है. We have some tools available where we put the data Excel format and we start analyzing this accuracy part कि कितना accurate है. Like if I send a survey to Hitesh and Suraj, in that survey 20 questions are there. Hitesh is so attentive, Hitesh read each and every question and then answer. सूरज इज नॉट दैट मच अटेंटिव. सूरज ने पहले 2-3 अच्छे पढ़े, अच्छे आंसर्स थे, उसके बाद 6 से 7, 6 से 8 में यस यस यस, 9 से 12 में नो 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 नो. इवन तो उसमें आंसर यस होना चाहिए, मे बी होना चाहिए, नो नहीं होना चाहिए, बट स्टिल ही पुट इट दैट पार्ट. सो वी ट्राई टू एक्यूरेट द डेटा कि बॉस ये एक्यूरेट कितना है डेटा. एंड लास्ट परफॉर्मेंस वेरिएंस. What is the difference between the expected and the actual. कि कितने परसेंट का डिफरेंस है. Now going in a marriage with a family via personal car or via cab is just matter of 500 pound, 500 rupees. Not much. ठीक है, that is still manageable. But if the difference is more than 2000, 3000, नहीं यार इतना पैसा क्यों, इतने तो अपनी गाड़ी में जाते हैं. So that is called the performance variance. We have to be measure that, but that was difference कितना आ रहा है. If there is a major difference, then go for the root cause. कि why there is a major difference. Still, we did not implement. We just will analyzing the performance measurement. And to do these things, all 5 steps, you have to be know all these things. And techniques, again, see the benchmarking is again there. I'm again telling the same thing. Benchmarking market analysis basically work when you are going to be implementing new solution. Sometime my customer asked in discussion, Atul, do you have any experience in your previous organizations that how this particular requirement has been implemented? They want to know because they think that they are not doing the right way, or it is not the right way, or they are not able to think from the other perspective. Then I said, no, you are right. I done this work in my previous organization and we follow these things only. Then they get a confidence. Yes, it means we are doing the right thing. Data mining, then interviews, matrix interviews again there. जो आपके पापा ने किया अभी. He is going and talking to the people one by one. फोकस ग्रुप क्या होगा? वो लंच पे बैठ जाएंगे, बोलेंगे अरे सुनो ना, मेरा बेटा हितेश कह रहा था उसने लद्दाख जाना है मुंबई से एंड ही इज प्लानिंग टू गो बाय कार. क्या थॉट्स हैं आपके? दैट इज बेसिकली कॉल्ड द ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग. सबको बुला के इकट्ठा कर ले, चलो आ जाओ बैठ जाओ. ठीक है. सो it doesn't mean that it is only these techniques. You can put the brainstorming, interviews, workshops as well. Sometimes we have to do. If a company is launching a big product, new product in the market, तो brainstorming, focus group, interviews, workshop के बिना नहीं होता वो. So the techniques which we done, you can use any of the technique. In this area, major are the 3 stakeholders. आपका डोमेन एसएमई चाहिए मुझे. प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर क्यों चाहिए? क्योंकि वो रिस्क को देखेगा, ओवरऑल रिस्क को देखेगा वो, इसलिए प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर मुझे चाहिए. स्पॉन्सर, उसका पैसा इन्वॉल्व है, उसको पोटेंशियल वैल्यू चाहिए यहाँ पर टू मेक द डिसीजंस. एंड फाइनली आउटपुट, यू आर गेटिंग द फाइनल टच कि बॉस दिस इज द फाइनल सोल्यूशन दैट वी आर गोइंग टू बी टेक, बट स्टिल डिड नॉट टेक द डिसीजन क्योंकि अभी limitations are the pending. I'm saying I got the performance measurements here. Analyze भी कर लिया. Now let's analyze their limitations, which can be internal or external as well, which are restricting the full relation of the value. बॉस कार में जा सकते हैं, that is good, but इतना लंबा ड्राइव करेगा कौन? मैं अकेला जा रहा हूँ, मान लीजिए मेरे फ्रेंड्स बोले कि हम तो 2 दिन पहले जाएंगे, तो 2 दिन बाद आ रही हो बिकॉज यू आर नॉट गेटिंग ऑफ फ्रॉम द ऑफिस. अब कार से मैं अकेला कैसे जाऊंगा? दैट इज अ लिमिटेशन. लाइसेंस नहीं है मेरे पास पक्का. सो असेसिंग द सॉल्यूशन लिमिटेशन, आइडेंटिफाई द रूट कॉज ऑफ अंडर परफॉर्मिंग एंड इनइफेक्टिव सॉल्यूशन और द सॉल्यूशन कंपोनेंट. रूट कॉज मतलब कि यू कैन यूज अ फिशबोन टेक्निक हियर. You can use the 80-20 rule here. सिंपल सी बात है, राइट? रूट कॉज तो वही था, प्रॉब्लम मैनेजमेंट वाला अपना वही रूट कॉज है. सो यू कैन यूज these techniques here very easily. Okay, where you doing the limitation part, this thing assessing the solution, I'm saying solution limitation, then you have to be see inputs क्या है कि external solutions क्या कर रहे हैं. A solution that exists, the solution may or may not be the operational use. मुंबई से you can go to Delhi, it is good to go क्योंकि मैं पहले गया हुआ हूं, but दिल्ली से लद्दाख मैं कभी नहीं गया. So it is like a prototyping for you. कि हाँ पता है मैं इतना तो मैंने चलाया हुआ गाड़ी हो जाएगा. So they're saying the solution must be in the use of some form in order to evaluate. Solution ऐसा जिसको आप evaluate कर पाओ. Maybe a wild thought let me put. ये मैं ना समुद्र से चला जाता हूँ, मैं स्विमिंग करता हूँ, मैं कर चला जाऊंगा. You cannot evaluate that. It is not feasible. मुंबई से आप दिल्ली कैसे पहुंचोगे समुद्र के रास्ते? Right? So these things are required in this input. और second input is the solutioning part. This thing जो आप यहाँ से एनालाइज करके लेके आए, ये सब डेटा यहाँ पर आपका हेल्प करेगा. All the plus points will be come here, क्योंकि यहाँ पर आपको नेगेटिव पॉइंट्स ढूंढने हैं, लिमिटेशंस चेक करनी है आपको. ठीक है. So to do this part, only 3 guidelines are required: change strategy, risk and solution scoping. जहां change strategy मतलब बेंचमार्किंग फिर आ सकते हैं यहाँ पे, क्लियर है. रिस्क मतलब कि प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर तो आएगा ही आएगा, फिर यहाँ पे स्टेक होल्डर है मेरा. Right? So these are the way that you can remember that what technique is should be more fitted here. Who are the main stakeholder in this area? Matlab, if you not believe, after reading the 7 pages, after sharing this knowledge of the top 7 chapters, now I'm in somewhere I'm comfortable that boss, if this word is there, so these are the techniques can be used easily. Now, what are the inputs here? Identify internal solution component dependency. You have to be identify that why there's a limitation and how these solutions are have a dependency internally. Car se jana is a good, but dependency is that if that person will leave, or that if we leave the house by midnight, 3 or 4 o'clock, max 5 o'clock, then it is good to go via car. क्योंकि आप 2 घंटे लेट निकलोगे, then Mumbai, you know, it's full of traffic. You cannot reach Delhi on time. It will be very hot outside as well. Solution often have an internal dependency that limit the performance of our entire solution to make it as effective. Assessment of overall performance of the solution, its component perform in the measurement this part. वो कह रहा है कि ये चीज जो आपने है ना, ये आप यहाँ कर चुके आएंगे, करके आएंगे. पेज नंबर 166 एंड 170 यहाँ पर आप कर चुके हैं, इसलिए मैं डिस्कस, इसलिए बोला मैं आई एम नॉट डिस्कसिंग दिस पार्ट. इफ यू क्लिक ऑन दिस यू विल बी गो बैक द सेम थिंग. सी वो इस पे ले गया कि जो काम आप यहाँ पे करके आ रहे हैं, मैं उसी की बात कर रहा हूं आपसे अभी. Business analyst identify solution components which have a dependency on the other solution and determine if there is anything that dependency remove, or we can do anything to be overcome the dependencies. ये वहां पे करेगा. Investigate the solution problem. If you see this, the last chapter is basically giving back to the old chapters only. Investigate the solution problem. कि बॉस ये बताओ इस solution में problems क्या आ रही हैं. Investigate करना है, कार से जाना है, that's fine. But what is the problem in that? License is the major problem now. We can take a risk. मुझे पता है मुंबई से दिल्ली तक कोई नहीं रोकेगा, लेकिन दिल्ली के बाद security checks has been increased because we are entering in a other area. Jammu, Kashmir, Himachal, then Leh, Ladakh. I'm not sure that is the Himachal came in the picture or not, but definitely this Jammu and Katra and all the things, these are Srinagar kind of things will be coming there. So security become tighter. We can stuck that time. So investigate the solution problem. It is not saying that उस प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करो, उस पूरा बस इन्वेस्टिगेट करो कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है. ठीक है. I cannot implement the workflow in the change management. The reason is that the problem is that then the reason is that because it is I need to do highly customized for my customers now, which I cannot do because we don't have a budget to do that part. If you remember yesterday, I sent one link which you say it's funny, but yes, it's informative and it's true. Right? कस्टमर बोलते सब करके दो मुझे, कर देंगे बॉस, पैसा बढ़ा दो. Step back. Simple सी बात है, right? So these are the techniques to be handled the way. ठीक. So in this, we are investigating that why this is be happening. What is the problem statement here? In the solution, now we're not saying that customer को क्या चाहिए. We're talking कि what's the solution we are building. What the problem in that solution. Then do the impact assessment to this particular problem. अब आप बोलोगे तो ये क्या है बेवकूफी, जहां शुरू किया था वहीं पे आगे दोबारा से हम अभी तो impact analysis किया यहाँ पे सारा, but in this area we done the impact analysis of the solution. Now we are doing that there is a problem in the solution, we are doing the impact analysis for the same only. So business analysts review the identified problem in order to assess the effect the may have operation the organization to be able to deliver the potential value. Means there is a problem in the solution. If I did not sort out this problem, okay, let's say I have a solution that I can implement these things into the service now. Solution is there that service now is the best tool to be go for. Okay. Now what is the problem? Because I don't have a license of the service now. That is a problem now. What is the impact? Until unless I will not have a license of the service now, I cannot log in and start working on that part. I cannot say 100% yes, this solution is 200% verified. I know from my experience, I'm seeing the benchmarking saying that this should work, but to get it confirmed, I need to get the license, and this is called the impact assessment. कि अगर ये प्रॉब्लम सॉर्ट आउट नहीं होगा तो क्या इंपैक्ट होगा मेरे बिजनेस पर. एंड देन टू डू दिस पार्ट वी हैव अ गाइडलाइंस, सिमिलर चेंज स्ट्रेटेजी, रिस्क इंपैक्ट, रिस्क एनालिसिस एंड द solution scope. Techniques see benchmarking is again there. Now you understand that these are the things very important because there's a lot of repetition here. Techniques are repetitive one. Business analysis, data mining, decision interview, item tracking, lesson learns. Yes. Important here. Why? Because you are doing the limitation. Here check karo ki in the old solution, in the old project, the same solution has been implemented. What is the lesson learned here? And in the lesson learned, it was clearly mentioned until unless you don't have a ServiceNow license, you cannot start your work. And we did not learn from that mistake. We should tell to the client on the day one, boss, please raise a request for the licensing first. We know it will be get in the 1 month. उसने हमने उसको बोला ही 1 month के बाद जाके कि बॉस ये solution आ रहा है. रिस्क नहीं हमने लाइसेंस किया उसमें, इसका मतलब. We did not mention that in the raid logs. The major reasons of the project delay is not that developer is not able to develop that part on time. The reasons of the delay is this non-operational part. Access नहीं है, लाइसेंस नहीं है, एडमिन राइट्स नहीं है, विजिबिलिटी नहीं है कंप्लीट कि टूल में और क्या क्या है, क्या क्या हमने इंस्टॉल किया हुआ है, क्या प्लगइन्स है हमारे पास. These are the non-operational things. रिक्वायरमेंट हो रही है लेकिन कस्टमर नहीं आ रहा है क्लैरिफाई करने के लिए, उसको लगता है हाँ हो जाएगा ना, कोई बात नहीं. एंड स्टेक होल्डर्स आर कस्टमर्स आर रिक्वायर्ड हियर, क्योंकि उसको हमें बताना है कि बॉस ये सॉल्यूशन में ये प्रॉब्लम है. एंड देन SME, end user, regulator, sponsors, everybody will be there. Clear till this point, guys? Hitesh and Suraj.
Yes,
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Oh
Makes
my
sense.
God, both are listening. Shall we continue or let's take these 2 chapters and the one more topic in the tomorrow's class? What do you say?
कल करते हैं.
कल कर ले. No worries. Let me stop the recording here.
Yeah.
Then we'll discuss.